Barry Ferguson. Welcome back to Fog Football. Is Barry Ferguson and his current team of staff at Rangers a legitimate option to become the next permanent Rangers manager? 1k vote it, free options. What are you going for, Jambo Bear?
Well, I have no dog in this race or no horse in this race. But let's look at the options. We've got yes, because he's a big Rangers man. We've got only if he wins the Europa League. And we've got no, because he isn't good enough. So yeah, three different options. I could make a case for all three of them. I personally think that he isn't the man to lead Rangers forward. However, I do think that if he wins the Europa League, it would be harsh not to give him the job.
Yep.
So 1k people voted, leading the way with 50%. Half of the people saying that no, Barry Ferguson isn't good enough, and I could totally accept that. Look, the guy went for what? Kelty Hearts and Alloa.
Aye. What I said the other day was, right, even under Beale and Clement, there was an initial bounce, wasn't there? They went on big runs.
Yeah, that didn't really happen with Barry Ferguson.
No,
after that Kilmarnock game, you thought maybe it could have.
I've praised Barry. I think there's been a few games that we would not have won if Clement was still in charge. You know, Dundee, Kelly, I think Fenerbahce, even when we lost 2-0, I know we lost, but I think under Clement that game we would have fucking lost.
Yeah, but would Clement have been 2-0 down against Kilmarnock?
When? What do you mean? Like, when he walked in the door or when he's about to walk out the door?
When he's about to walk out the door.
Aye, what the fuck me? We're getting beat 2-0 every game, for fuck's sake, come on.
We're still getting, nothing's changed. Barry Ferguson tends to be 2 goals down every game.
He does.
Against the wee teams.
Just not the big teams. But Right. So last spot, only if he wins the Europa League, 16%. It's kind of one of those ones where if he wins it, he's almost guaranteed the job, I think, if he won the Europa League.
Aye. I mean, it'd be harsh not to give him it, wouldn't it? Like,
it would be.
You can say what you want, like, but I mean, if you come in and it's an interim or whatever.
Who was it that won the... Was it the guy who won it with Chelsea? Di Matteo? Did he win it with Chelsea?
I believe so, and that got him the job.
Aye, and then...
People didn't think he was good enough to be the man, and maybe he wasn't, you know, probably was not, but I think if you win that big a trophy, then it's almost like you deserve the opportunity, I think, at the job permanently. But with 34%, people are saying, yes, he's a Rangers man. So maybe people would just prefer a guy that actually cares about the club, a guy that wears the club badge on his sleeve. Maybe that's more important to some people than, you know, a foreign manager.
I would rather Barry Ferguson than some dauber that doesn't understand the club to any point.
Fleet Clement.
Aye, pretty much. Aye, big Phil. And then last option, no, he isn't good enough. So half the people, 500 people, have voted that Barry isn't good enough for the job. I'll be honest, I don't really want Barry, but at the same time, it's a tough one. It's like, who's this guy going to sign in the summer? You know what I mean? As you pointed out, big difference between managing Kelty Hearts and Alloa's transfer budgets and transfer windows to this.
Yeah.
Like, who's he going to bring in? Like, he's still near enough the favourite for the job, and that's not changed in the last couple of weeks. So we'll dive into the comments, but what we're saying, I mean, I agree with you. I think it's a mixture of all three. I don't really want him having the job, but if he get it, if he got it, I wouldn't be too greeting about it. But if he won the Europa League, I think you kind of got to give it to him. Right, comments, Davey. Keep him in charge. It's hilarious. Hilarious to who?
I mean, you can say it's hilarious, but the guy is once. I mean, the guy's knocked out Fenerbahce. Bazball defeated Mourinho, the special one. Got beat by the special Hun. So
and defeated Broadball as well.
I mean, yeah, there's been some not good results in there, but I would say, see the bad results that Barry Ferguson's had. If he didn't compensate with good results, I think Rangers fans would want rid of him already.
No, I totally agree, yeah.
See if he'd been knocked out against Fenerbahce and he'd lost to Celtic, I think that they'd be like, no, we've had enough of this. Bring somebody else in to the end, or just appoint a new manager now.
But he has won games Rangers haven't won in years.
Yeah, so his bad results, and he's had a couple of bad ones, like the Hibernian one was bad. I mean, Motherwell was piss poor as well.
Got to give him credit for Europe,
but
though.
The good results have kind of offset the bad ones.
Yep. You know, that Bilbao game, he's the one that sorted it out when we were doing the 10 men. Callum, My opinion, Barry Ferguson can only manage one team successfully. Rangers, his blood is red, white, and blue. He can't with anyone else because Barry's heart won't be in it. I believe he never wanted to leave as a player. Well, I mean, he probably never did, but you do have sometimes things force you at
He
clubs.
took the money to leave, didn't he? Like, he wanted to go and test himself in England. He did.
Twice.
So.
Matthew says he is as good as Gerrard. Most fans think he is the saviour for that 1 in 9 trophy haul. I think he's a wee bit worse than Gerrard, Matthew.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I mean, Gerrard had won the title with an unbeaten season and had Celtic's number in like one-off games. You know, over the head-to-head, Gerrard had a way better head-to-head against Celtic than than Celtic managers had against him. So I don't agree with that.
All right, James says yes, he deserves a shot. He's one of us. Guy bleeds blue. He loves the club. He's managed to get a tune at these ditties a couple of times already. A lot of people saying he bleeds red, white, and blue. So is that good enough to get him the job?
It helps, like a bit of passion.
It does, but I just worry though. It's like, who's Barry going to sign with the money? Would it be like a complete like Scottish football takeover? Would he be like signing players from the league? Rangers men, ex-Rangers men, not many of them floating about though. You know what I mean? Like the past like decade and a bit hasn't really created many great Rangers players that have left. You know what I mean?
No, 100%.
That are affordable.
Yeah.
It's like Calvin Bassey is like one of the few. Not going to get him. Joe Aribo, I don't think would be out the question, but I think he's like 30 now, Aribo.
Stephen Davis comes out of retirement.
Potentially. Blair, the squad is piss poor, and Barry, as much as he is a Gers legend, is not the man to turn it around, unfortunately. Macho Grande, aye, good player, but ... Rhea plays, he thinks it's the same Rangers from when he played. They died. They think they should be winning trophies. Last 20 or so years say otherwise. Living in the past. In the past. Club. Love it. In the past. This is like fucking Dobber, John Clown, full Big Stevie Cool, full Govan, Doven, Dobber, McDuck. Aye, you should. If see people that comment, man, did they ever go to school?
I don't know.
Some of these sentences getting strung together here. Glasgow G says, wouldn't trust him with 25 quid to go to Asda. Never mind transfer budget. Would you trust him to go to Asda with 25 quid?
What do you think Barry Ferguson would buy it? He asked for 25 quid.
Tell you what, 25 quid.
Wouldn't he buy you much?
It would get you fuck all.
Wouldn't he fill a bag?
No.
Half a bag?
No, he'd probably buy a pick a mix and.
Bottle of Iron Brew or something?
He
likes orange.
Aye, maybe a big 2 litre bottle of Club Orange and a wee chocolate Club Orange.
Club Orange for Orange Club.
Aye. You know the score, don't you?
6-pack of Club Orange bars as well.
That's plenty. Gorgot says no chance.
Terry's chocolate orange.
Right. Barry's chocolate orange. Gorgot says no chance he gets the job. He's basically a continuation of Clement. Continuation of Hell's Kitchen. Fucking feels like Hell's Kitchen. The heat's coming on. Stuart, Barry is the man. The other lot having kittens knowing that we Barry will take our club to new heights. We fear no one. We are the people in the surrender. Take our club to new heights. But Stuart's got a lot of confidence here.
Big Stuart wants him to get the job. Give him it now.
If he beats Celtic again, he's potential. You know, I'm not saying it would harm him, but it wouldn't. But if he beats Celtic again in the split, am I going to sit here and pretend that that's like that's the biscuits and gravy? You know what I mean?
See,
the bread and butter.
See, he loses penalty shootout to Bilbao, but beats Aberdeen tomorrow, then wins the 5 split games. What's your thoughts on that? Or does he have to at least get to the final to have a chance at the job?
I think he can still get the job if he goes out against Bilbao.
But he would need to have a strong end to the season.
Aye. It depends, man. You know, this 49er takeover, more will come out about that, but there's a reason why he's like one of the favourites to get the job, because there's clearly a chance of it happening. Baldy Cox says no one wants it. 2-bob club and a 2-bob league. Baldy Cox doesn't like Scottish football, doesn't he not?
No, he doesn't. I wonder why he's on our channel.
Fuck off to your tourist league there, big Baldy.
The Premier League, shitest league in the world.
Fucking league's great, you know it, big man. Right, Jay says another foreigner that's no connection to the club or league is definitely the best idea. Again, unimpressed smiley. So that's not what he wants. And then Equal Fusion. What kind of poll is this? He's a Rangers man, of course he is. He was there for years. He sweat red, white, and blue, for fuck's sake. Yeah, we know he's a Rangers man, but the point is, do we want him? You know, should he be the next Rangers manager? It would be a bit boring if you just said yes. I mean, we're adding a wee bit of depth to the question. Obviously, he's a Rangers man.
Three options here, do you know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Because I do think it's not quite as simple as yes or no. I do think the fact that he's been brought in as a temporary manager and there's a trophy to be won and there's, you know, another chance to get yet another victory over Celtic, I think that does give you a maybe option in there.
Absolutely. Right, that's where we're leaving it. Barry, don't know when this is getting uploaded either side of the Aberdeen game. I guess we'll quickly find out. But anyway, Barry, what he needs to do is win every game domestically. But we said that before the Hibs game and that went tits up. He just needs to pray to the big man up the stairs and hopefully he'll give him it. Anyway, till next time. Peace.